in a couple of weeks' time, we might have a van. One of these vans. If you think you know what it is, put it in the comments. So this is going to be 10 vans in 10 minutes, plus a camper trailer.
Oh, yeah, your favourite.
Yeah. So Craig and Tracy here, Caravans by the Campfire. Hope you're all doing well. Lots of our subscribers out there. Thanks very much for subscribing. They've asked us to put together maybe a little summary of all these vans that we've been doing. Yeah. So while you're watching what's going on in these little videos, you're going to have 1 minute or so to look at each one. So plenty of time, so hang around. Yeah. But we took these out based on brand, not necessarily what the type of caravan was.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's right.
Okay, let's go. First one, Lotus. So we looked at the Freelander, didn't we?
Yeah, we
massive beast.
out. Oh yes, it was massive.
What are the pros?
Well, it was strong, tough, and it comes with all the inclusions. Reputation for quality and is at the upper end of the price range.
Right.
Resale value is strong. The checker plate on the sides was next level protection. So
Yeah, I love
mate
that.
Loves the checker plate.
I love the checker plate. Now the cons, there's a few cons, right? Generally, very heavy.
That's its
So
reputation.
you've got to have a good tow van. So in this maker van, like a Lotus, most Lotuses are pretty heavy, right? So you've got to have a big car, right? So that excludes a few people. The payload is only average, really, for the van. So without a large vehicle towing, you're not going to be able to get that capacity to put a ton of equipment on it, are you? Right.
Bring everything.
And I think in particular, when you're buying any van, you've got to watch out when you buy a second-hand one, for instance, because lots of people add stuff. Yeah. New batteries, more water tanks. And you're looking at the payload and it's 600 or 700 kilos. And then when you realise what they've done additionally,
your ATM.
you're going to be over. Right. You're going to be over. You're not going to be able to do what you think you can do. Okay, next one. Zone RV.
Oh, yeah, the fave.
Now, we've been watching Zone RV since way back in the...
since they started,
you know,
after
Low Range. You remember that show, Low Range, with Ruthie and Gleno and who's the other guy?
Ruthie, Gleno.
Subaru or whatever.
Keno. It was all
anyway. And the Zone went out with them, so yeah. Let's just have a look. So we've been watching them that long. So what do you think the pros are on this van?
Pros, modern technology, lots of features coming out of the boating industry, quality everything, massive payload, includes things like airbag suspension, induction cooktop and plenty of battery power as standard. It also has an odometer which just sets it apart from just about any other van on the market. It has an outstanding website for building your van, includes prices and weights as you go.
Yeah, that website is sensational. Now the cons, like when you think maybe they've been around 10 years.
Yeah, probably.
Something like that. They're coming out of the boating industry. So you're getting all those added value things, but they've been around about that long, so, and they're growing fast. So serviceability on these vans, warranty repairs, after sales, they'll have to get their act together.
They must be under some pressure, I imagine.
Yeah. So we don't know, we're just surmising. Next one, the Malibu.
Oh, the Malibu,
yeah.
The pros.
Tell me about them.
Affordable mid-range van with all the standard features expected in a van.
Right. And the cons?
Cons?
Generally, I think the finish quality could be probably improved. Just feels a little bit underwhelming in terms of the overall presentation, right? What I describe this van as, it's like there's 70% of the marketplace are just in the mid-range, and you can look at them all and they all look very much the same.
Yeah, there's good things and bad things about all different ones.
Yeah.
You know, they include, this brand fridge or this brand air conditioner. It's just...
So I think the hardest thing to do is if you're in that mid-range van, you want a $60,000 to $80,000 van, right? If you want something like that, or 60 to 90, you can look at 700 different vans and be completely bewildered.
Yep.
Yeah. So this fits in there. Right. Next, Jayco.
Oh God.
The Jayco Outback.
Oh, your absolute favourite.
We had to do the Jayco.
No, here we go. Okay, the pros. It was a lightweight van from a very large manufacturer. Great after-sales support spread across the country. Huge variety of van types across all price points. Made to get all types out there on the road and are good value for money.
Yeah. Well, they're certainly big. 50% of the people that own a van have got a Jayco.
Oh yes, and you want to be one of them.
Well, I love Jayco.
We know you do.
Australian icon.
Yes.
Anyway, you got to give them a go, mate. So the cons though, the payload is typically small in all the Jayco vans, right? And there's too much wood grain for me. Yep.
Yes.
Personalised layout changes, not happening.
Yeah.
Because it's a mass production item. And they've got lots and lots of models, so they just churn them out. You buy them or you don't.
Oh, and this year they're introducing the camo colour on the outside.
Are they?
Yes, they've got camo for,
That's
I think, the off-grid and a couple of other, I don't know, but they're bringing the
I don't know
camo
about
colour
that.
to the outside of the van.
They've got a couple of good new vans out there, but look, generally speaking, I think that value for money, right? And given their mass production, it just feels a little bit lightish in terms of the quality, more so inside.
Yeah.
That's my take out. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. JB Gator. Now, JB Caravans, Australian company. Everything's made down there in Melbourne.
Yep.
Yeah. They're sort of going ahead in leaps and bounds. So this JB Gator, right, what are the pros there?
Well, it's generally produced with quality inclusions and features, good after-sales support and service, durable and well thought out when it comes to their internal comfort levels. Good size van, and now comes in a choice of timber or aluminium frame. The van we hired had been to all the hard spots around the country, most recently been hired for 4 months by one couple from Europe, a solid van.
Yeah, that is pretty good, isn't it? It was good. And when I watched the video back,
Oh, which you do, yeah. You constantly
just recently,
comment.
I just think it's a real deal van. It looked pretty good. The cons are though, again, on the heavier side, right? So typically, it's just got the standard payload considerations where you've got, 500 to 600 kilos. So I'm not sure whether the quality overall matches the price tag, but it is very good. Okay, what do we got next? Majestic. Now, I love the Majestic. It's one of these.
That was one of your favourites. Didn't expect your response.
It's sort of a little bit like the
You liked
Malibu,
it.
but this was a full off-road van version. So, anyway, while you're looking, what are the pros?
Well, it was an exceptionally well presented van with quality inclusions.
Yeah.
Best typical standard caravan look and feel. First class chassis and underbody features. Your biggest thing, you kept raving about it for months.
I tell you what, that's what I noticed straight away about that van. It had, what's that company in Melbourne? One of the ones that makes the racing car chassis.
Proline chassis.
Proline. It was outstanding, and it also had lots of tidiness about the way all the water pipes were and the electrical pipes, and
Yeah.
organised underneath. Anyway, yeah, I thought it was good. Apart from in the video, you hear the floor squeaking,
Yeah.
so something was going on there right near that shower where you walked in. So it's maybe not enough glue.
But it
under
was
the
generally a newer van too, so that van wasn't very old. I think it was only about 6 to 8 months old.
We probably took it on its second or third trip, I
Yeah,
reckon.
so you were looking at a brand new
So
model.
it's good all-round value in that mid-price range,
Yeah.
isn't it? Now, in terms of cons, I think, again, there are a few quality issues finishing off the details, yeah? There's always room for a little bit of attention to detail. Like
Yeah.
if you open a cupboard and it's got a few screws in it and the bits of electrical insulation, you think, oh my God, you're paying a fair bit of money. You don't want those sorts of things there, yeah? And again, standard payload features, and I think outside, the quality level of those external hatches and that probably could be lifted up a little bit. Okay, so another JB one now.
Yeah.
JB Caravans Dirt Rotor. This is a palace.
Well, you
isn't
thought it was a palace. It was the dark and moody van. It was, but it was. It's again
Yep.
same layout as the Lotus.
Yep, so the pros?
So it was a luxury feel with plenty of space, which it did have. Has all the inclusions for a relaxing experience and more. Great for a highway and a large family and some easy national parks. Storage space is a feature.
Certainly is. Now, cons. Right, you need to consider just how big a van you really need, because that was massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's fairly heavy as well, and it requires a good tow vehicle. So again, you've got to have the right type of tow vehicle. So although it's called a dirt rotor, exit and entry angles I think are really pretty limited. So you need to stick to the smooth dirt road type of surfaces, I reckon.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be going down too many places where there's
Whoop-de-doos and speed humps.
washouts and that kind of stuff. But so it is called a dirt rotor, but it's not a fully off-road van. But again, you could see that there was quality there in that JB Caravans range.
Yeah.
Now, here we go. Jayco
God.
Silver
The
Line out
absolute-
back.
The favourite. Get the drum out. Here we go.
Pros, what are they? I can
Oh.
talk about this for 5 minutes instead
Yeah.
of 1 minute.
The slide-out feature makes this van open and roomy when set up. Storage space is abundant, and it does feel a cut above in quality as their premier van.
Yep.
Lightweight and easy to tow for a big van. perfect cruising machine and hard to go past in terms of value for money, servicing, nationwide dealerships, and just sensible spending. Oh, we don't do that.
Now that sounds like a description for what you'd be looking for in a caravan, doesn't it? That sums it up right there in that one paragraph.
Are you doing like a job interview for Jayco so you can be their new ambassador or something? You know, here I am. I can write copy for you guys.
I don't know. All I can say is I like the Jayco silver line.
Yep.
Yeah. Cons. The interior, right? It needs to. When you're buying these things, like it's the premium product, customers need some options. Yeah. I want to get rid of all that wood grain styling. I don't know where that comes from. I do know where it comes from, but I just think that if they suddenly offered people just some plain colours, their sales would quadruple.
I think they have reduced it though, like even in the 2023 models, which are now being run out by the way, so go and grab yourself a bargain if you're in the market. It's much lighter, much lighter than
they call it Scandi or something, don't they?
Well, it's more Scandi now than it's ever been, but they used to call it Scandi back in 2018 and it certainly wasn't Scandi.
So a couple of other cons here, right? Payload again is limited. You've got massive storage space, you can put half your house in, but you'd be overloaded, right? You can upgrade it as an aftermarket option. Yeah. But I just think that, you know, for the premium product, options like just put the airbags in there or a hydraulic jockey wheel, more power, just to complement it being a top range van. Having said all this though, I'd be buying one.
Oh yeah, you would buy it. You would buy it easily, whereas I don't.
It's just unbelievable.
I think things have got to be easy to be used.
I love the slide out.
They have to be.
We've got to move on. We're running out of time.
Yeah, well, that'd be right.
Let's go the hybrids. What do you think of hybrids? Hybrid. Now, get it right. Hybrid. We were corrected by a viewer. Hybrid. It just sounds like bread. Like you're breaking bread. I don't know. I'm going to read the pros this time, okay?
Okay, you read the pros.
Right. It has a lower profile on the road, which is terrific, because they're all pop tops pretty much, aren't they? Because they're a hybrid.
So
they're lower down, better aerodynamics. You can get under the trees. You can park the car in your garage for people that have got a decent garage. Yeah, or the Caravan, I mean.
The Caravan.
Right? Yep. So anyway, that's good. And I think it's got these things when you see them all. There's dozens of brands, but they're trying all the time to maximise their inclusions. Yeah, they've just got everything in them. But they've got to be, some are better at the Tetris techniques than others.
I think they need to look at space. Maybe they need to look at the inclusions and try and balance it with space.
I'm sure some of them are.
Storage though, storage space.
Yeah.
That's one of the problems it has. Yeah. It definitely has.
And the cons, right?
Yeah, that.
So Tracy's just mentioned the space.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that it does have a limited payload. Most hybrids that I've seen are heavy as. You may as well have a Jayco Caravan.
Well, yeah, you might as well.
They're just 2 tons plus.
A Journey Outback would probably suit you quite well at the mid-range early entry end.
They're like 2.2, 2.3, 2.1. They're fairly heavy, right? So don't just think because it's a hybrid you'll get out there in your little, you know, whatever it is, your little car and pull it around comfortably, particularly if you want to go off-road. Yeah. So they are heavier than expected. Space is a challenge. I just don't know how you go about packing everything into it. And there's a bit of confusion being a hybrid, cooking inside, cooking outside. Hybrid, see? Hybrid. Cooking inside, outside. Toilets, shower, all that. There's some great ones. If you're coming up to a hybrid caravan from just camping or rooftoping or camper trailering, you're going to love them.
It's a luxury. And this one does have its own ensuite, which a lot do not.
And if you're coming back down from a caravan thinking, oh, I'm going to buy a hybrid,
no, you're going to have a problem.
Go and rent one first and just see how compact and organised you need to be.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Weight's not going to be your friend in there.
No. Right. Next, the Sunseeker. This is made by Titanium, the one we took out. And we took it out because it had been around Australia a couple of times.
Yes.
And we just wanted to see how this brand stacked up.
Yep.
Right? So Sunseeker now, I don't think they're to do with titanium anymore.
No, I think it's just titanium now, but...
Yeah, but anyway, look, what are the pros?
Pros: quality build with strong basic features, plenty of storage and low capacity, great after-sales service and reputation.
Yeah. that's the thing. You go to all the forums for titanium in particular.
Oh, they love on it. They're loving on
People are just loving on it.
titaniums.
Someone would have had a bad experience, but I tell you, the majority are just happy as Larry. So
Yeah.
that's a good thing. I thought all around it was a great product.
It's one of the reasons people are spending the money on the vans. The after sales service is definitely one of their big selling points.
So the cons. That leads me to the cons. Right. It is a high-end price point, right? And the van again is much heavier than you'd expect.
Especially when you want to start putting stuff
It's
in
just
it,
a
like
tray.
lithium and solar panels and big storage boxes and
Anyway,
yeah.
all around though, I thought I was pretty impressed with that. Okay, last one. Let's talk about this Patriot camper X1. We took this out. It's not a Caravan, obviously, but I just love them.
You were having a midlife crisis. That's what I put it down to. This was
Midlife.
Craig's midlife crisis.
I've gone past that age ago.
Yeah, well, you were having another one.
Patriot camper, I just had to have one. They're like, I have to have one.
You still do that.
That
Every
could be
time
an
we drive
advertising
past them on
slogan.
the highway. I want that. I need
Is that on another
I
ad?
love that.
I have to have one.
No, I don't know.
I tell you,
I don't think so.
some other brand. I have to have one. I have to have one. Anyway, unstoppable. What are the pros?
Well,
Unstoppable.
It goes anywhere your car can go and is packaged with the best products money can buy. A real Tetris machine and great for the adventurer. Lightweight, super tough, and yes, old mate, he would have one tomorrow.
I would.
You
I would
would.
just love a Patriot camper. Right. Cons though. I think a quicker setup is in order. Now I know they're doing their best to do
Yeah,
that.
and we did
'cause-
take out an X1.
Yeah,
so
we did. We took out the X1, right? And that's got the, you know, the like a half a rooftop camper, open area at the back.
So you can have kids sleep in the
And when I'm talking about setup, it's not like turnkey, but you just, and the X3 I've noticed, it's one of their newer models, you can just get that and you flip up the top and you can get in. So they know that people want to be set up quickly and into action, don't they?
Yeah, I think when from memory it only took us about an hour to really fully set up and take that down.
It
Not
took like
long.
10 minutes. You pull up, you put the awning out, you whack that thing up. That's right. People say, oh, you're set up. Well, you're not really set up because you haven't banged the pegs in. You haven't got all the stock stuff out that you're having in storage. You haven't set up your toilet or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You haven't got your stuff out of the car and put it in the trailer and pull the fridge out. So there's set up and then there's set up. You see the people on the YouTube or the TV and they set the timer. Let's see how quick we can set up. That's not set up, mate, right? That's just opened up.
I got something to add.
What? You're always adding.
Yes, well, I can just add this because this is a really good point.
Good.
So we took all of these vans out,
Yep.
and one of the things that really did come to light by doing this and going through this process was the ability to tow the van behind your car and to feel it and experience it. And a couple of vans that were on this list
Yep.
definitely did not tow well behind the Land Cruiser.
Yeah, some of
Before you
them.
bought it.
Some of them, you get the feeling that they're trying to steer the car around, you know. And it's not a matter of wheel alignments or right tyre pressure and whatnot. We investigated all of that. They feel like the car's not in control of the van.
But I suppose everyone's different and everyone's car is different. And you've got to put these vans on and that's something you just cannot test. When you walk into that showroom and you're buying a new van, you don't know what it's going to be like behind your car.
Get the vans on your car, right?
Yep.
And if you're at that dealer and they won't let you hook a van up and take it for a spin just to see how it feels,
Probably keep walking.
I'd be walking to the next manufacturer. So that's it. That's our 10 vans in 10 minutes. Do you have a favourite there?
Oh, there's definitely a favourite there for
Yeah.
me, but it's not your favourite.
If things go to plan, in a couple of weeks' time,
Watching would know that.
in a couple of weeks' time, we might have a van. One of these vans that we've just spoke to you about. One of these vans. So if you think you know what it is, put it in the comments. Patriot camper, is it?
You wish. You
Take
wish.
that one
old
off the
mate.
list because it's not a Caravan. If it was
Yeah.
a Patriot camper, I'd be loving it.
Well, look, I see. I even wore your Patriot.
Oh yeah,
top.
look at that. Beautiful. Right, a couple of things. Thanks for watching, listening, subscribing. It's been great. So we certainly love your comments, don't we?
Oh, you do.
There's lots of good comments.
Keeps him amused all night.
Say whatever you like. I don't take offence.
No, well, I'm busy.
I don't even
running the
delete
other
anyone.
business, So anyway,
But
You
then,
just tell me.
look, they're good. So thanks very much for doing that. So if you can guess what van we might be getting from this list.
Yeah, it's
I think
on
we're going
the
to get
list.
one from this list. That's our target.
Yeah.
And probably a couple of weeks' time we might have it.
Yep.
If you can guess, the first 5 people to guess what that van is,
If everything goes to schedule,
I'll
will
contact
be
you,
here in 2 weeks.
send you out one of our U-Butte stubby holders. Big
Okay.
deal.
What? A big deal? I don't know what you were meaning
People
by
saying
big
big
deal.
deal.
I was like, what's that?
Have a go, mate. Get up there now. Remember what's on that list. You know, if you haven't watched these episodes, all of these are in full on our channel. So it's Caravans by the Campfire. Yeah. So get out there and have a look. Hey, what?
We have a script because Dory needs to remember.
She has no idea how to read it. So 10 vans in 10 seconds. Is that right?
I thought it was 11.
11 vans.
It's 11 vans.
No, we didn't have 11 vans.
Yes,
we had
we did.
10 vans and a
11.
camper trailer.
Oh, okay. 10 vans and a hybrid. Oh no, the camper trailer, yeah, and a hybrid. I don't know. What do you conclude that?
Anyway, what? I'll find something.
No, nothing's sold without my approval.
What?
Yeah, everything's approved by me in this house.
Okay, good. We'll see you next time.
You're not saving for the Jayco.
Yes, I am.
No,
I'm
we're
going
not.
now. I'm starting now. I'm
No,
going to
you're
check
not.
out what we can be selling.
No, you're not. I'm having another wine.